And this one thing is what mega brands and mega communities are doing to make sure that they are getting your attention nonstop. And I'm not talking about paid ads. I'm not talking about posting some videos and some organic content. And I'm not talking about, using referrals or having a really great product. This one thing is what separates, a multi-location business into a franchise and into a multinational. And this one thing, if you do it correctly, you can do it when you have one employee or no team at all. You can also do it when you have hundreds or thousands of employees as well. If you integrate this one thing, I can assure you it's going to completely change the way you look at creating a brand and a community of people that want to work with you. And this one thing is what we call branded episodic content. Now, what's an example of branded episodic content? When you look at the chicken shop in the UK, there's that girl, she then interviews these different artists and rappers and influencers and has a chicken shop date with them while she's eating some food on a date with them, learning about them. And now indirectly, in between those videos, there's like mini ads, right? Where there's, a promotion for a food, a promotion for whatever. Now, what that does is it creates people to have a likeness, not to just her, but also the person she's interviewing and the product placement around her. So because there might be millions of people that watch her episodes, there's now people that are looking at the products, curious about where the shop is, curious about the artist or whoever she's interviewing. It's the same for a lot of the biggest brands. So when you look at Marriott Hotel, they had, I'm not sure if they still run this, but they had a season, or rather a branded episodic content season where, they would fly to different parts of the world and there'll be someone interviewing different cultures to do with, the destinations they were traveling to. And the great thing about that was, again, if YouTube is the new TV, because TV is pretty much dead and it's in the decline and people know that, but if YouTube is the new TV, right, then what you're essentially doing is you're providing a platform for people to come in with their guards down and looking to relax, and then are passively associating the thing that they love watching with your brand. So for example, if you have a pizza shop, we've worked with a few franchises all across Melbourne and now Australia. If we're working with a pizza shop and you have a hospitality business, you have maybe 2 or 3 locations in Melbourne or in Los Angeles or whatever. What you could easily do to separate yourself from the bunch is say, hey, listen, pizza and love, okay? People are eating pizza, they go into your store, and obviously it's not that easy to necessarily do because, to actually get the lighting and the production set up correctly and to make sure that you're displaying the content appropriately and make sure it's right for each platform, that's a whole other thing, and that's something we can potentially help with. But what you're doing is you're getting these 2 people to come in, eat pizza, recorded, and in the background, let's just say this is a pizza, there's the pizza, there is the milkshake, there is the menu, right, with the logo and each of those things in the background while the 2 people are on a pizza date consuming your product. The great thing about branded episodic content, guys, is it makes you literally appear like you are just infused into the world of your target consumer instead of trying to pitch something down their throat. They're willing to consume and drink the water because they were going to drink the water anyway. You want to be water to your consumer. You don't want to be a soft drink because a soft drink is a want, water is a need. So if I'm obsessed with a certain show on Netflix and I don't even understand or I didn't even know that it was created by Uber, but I see all these little hidden Uber related products and things and mentions of it and like references to Uber, because I already love the show, when I now get an ad from Uber or when I now get some sort of signage or I see something related to Uber, I'm more inclined to trust it because, again, humans are influenced by stories. As early as the tribal ages, humans were able to create and communicate through stories. Where no matter how much advanced we think we are, at the end of the day, these unconscious things still reign true. Okay, so I'm telling you, when it comes to building a mega community, which is a group of high intent people, clients, customers, participants, fans that want to work with you and not just your product and your business, branded episodic content is a game changer. And this is coming, by the way, again, from someone who stands on what they're saying and has done it. One of my companies, my production company, Quasar Central, as you guys know, is a perfect example of branded episodic content, okay? And that's garnered over 1 billion views in less than 2 years, okay? And it's gotten interest from people in the higher levels of media to wanting to acquire us as early as mid last year, when we hadn't even created content in other parts of the world yet, right? So again, as someone who's done this, if you're a brand or you're a multi-location or you're a multinational that really wants to literally take a step away from the marketplace and create yourself into a one of one, without even really spending an arm and a leg, because if you look at the expenses you put into something like paid ads, let's just say you're spending, as an example, 10K a month on paid ads, and many of you be spending more, and a chunk of you be spending less. You're spending 10K times 12, 120K a year on essentially a platform that, and don't get me wrong, you can have unique content that you're pushing on ads, but you're spending money on ads, and spending money on ads is still a commoditized pathway of advertising. But if you have a branded episodic content format that is distinguished to just you, then you have more of a moat in the marketplace instead of using, a flip-flop, which everyone will have. And it's about who can, swim the fastest with the flip-flop instead of who has the boat. And the boat will move faster than the flip-flop. So you want to create a moat, you want to create a boat, and that moat and boat in 2024 and ongoing, especially when you look at the trends and interest from Gen Z, Gen Alpha, and the millennials, is by creating episodic branded content. Now, this is a bit more high level. If you do want help creating this, I do have a company called Clientele Boosters. We've been running it for 5+ years, where we actually do help brands create essentially their own gaming and dating shows. And we do it all around the world. I've already done this with my production company called South Central, Melbourne, Sydney, Gold Coast, New Zealand, and Bali. And we did New Zealand and Bali in less than 5 months. We've created over 20 seasons of content. Or rather, we've created over 20 content formats all across the world in less than 2 years. So when it comes to doing this successfully, I've got a lot of experience doing this, but if you want to learn what it looks like, just look up my other company, South Central, on YouTube, and you can see for yourself how attention grabbing it is and how easy it is to just incorporate that product placement to make sure that you look like you are the one of one that your business is, instead of looking like someone else that's trying to offer the same product or service with a slight variation. Stop trying to play small. Start thinking mega. I'll see you guys later. Like, share, subscribe. If you think this can help someone, please share it with them, because if you look up the biggest brands in the world, a lot of them have done this. Heineken, the beverage company. A lot of the biggest companies have done this, okay? Red Bull. But the difference between them and you is you don't have episodic branded content.